Okay, we're back. Good morning. How are you this fine July
10th?
10th?
12th. Damn. Way off.
Yeah, it's been a week.
It has been a week. Time's flying by a little bit. Had a good night. Went bowling last night.
Well, what'd you shoot?
It's not, dude. Alley Cats is rigged.
Yeah, it's hard.
We win. First game was terrible, like a 116. I beat Cody, and then game 2, he started off 3 strikes in a row.
Jeez.
And I closed 7 out of the first 8 frames, and they were all 9s. I just
couldn't get the spare.
No, I did get the spare. I
couldn't get a strike. Okay.
And so I think I finished at like a 150, 156 maybe, which is decent.
What weight ball are y'all throwing? The 8-pounder? Throwing 100 miles an hour down the
I had the 13.
pike?
The 13-pounder. I was throwing that puppy about 22. Yeah, it was like an explosion, and you heard whispers.
Like, who's that over there?
Yeah, the crowd started getting behind us.
That's fun.
But no, we tried to go over to AMF, which they kind of remodeled.
Really?
Yeah, but they had over an hour long wait.
That
So we're just like, yeah, we'll try to go somewhere else.
I guess that's the best place to go because they've got the most lanes, right?
Most lanes,
Cheaper
quality
price.
lanes, typically oiled a little bit better.
Oh, wow.
So when you throw it down there and it hooks across.
Talking shop over here.
Yeah.
Pick up your ball, it's slippery.
Yeah. And the Alley Cats balls had like chunks, of piece gone.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are they made of?
I don't know, but we had, when we were in our bowling primes, we had 2 balls made.
Yeah.
And we had our own personal one. I can't remember the name of mine. Do you remember your name?
I could have sworn mine was like Hellraiser.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
It was a heavy ball. I think it was like 17 or 18 pounds.
They were good, though. They
Yeah.
connected.
That's probably like one of the, if you put that on a bingo card, no one's probably guessing that we were both on bowling teams in high school.
It's fun. I mean, especially the team aspect, too, because you could go solo, and that's a different beast. But when you're on a team and you're battling against another high school team,
Yeah.
it makes it fun.
What frames would you get on the team games? Because I would always be 5'10". I was the best player on our team.
Oh, yeah, I was the best, too, for sure. Finish up.
There we go.
Clean house.
Got some bowlers in the family. But other than that, it's been a good week. A lot going on.
Good training schedule.
Good training schedule. Been a little bit more out of the news cycle, I'd say the last week and a half, 2 weeks maybe.
How do you feel about that? You feel better? Relieved?
Well, it seems like there's
Out
a
of the
lot
loop?
that's kind of happened.
What's happened?
So, yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy national week, especially here for us Texans. We had the big tragic flood, July 3rd, July 4th, or I guess July 4th through the 7th, I guess.
Yeah, really bad stuff happened. Kerr County.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Hill country. in
Hill
Texas.
country. Hundreds missing. Hundreds dead, and I was just reading a story about that Camp Mystic.
Yeah.
And all girls Christian summer camp just by the river, Guadalupe River. And 1 a.m. they get the National Weather Service alarm.
For the flash flood, I think, right?
Yeah, with catastrophic effects. Kind of what they said the warning was. And then water just starts to rise, and they talk about girls being stuck in the cabin, that climb out the window. The camp director was on the roof. No one there was over 21.
Jeez.
So it's like all these kids are just scrambling, trying to figure things out. And then it sloped down. Like there was a lot of the younger kids were closer to the river, down, and then the older kids were up. And then in the older cabins, one of the girls said that they heard screaming. And the camp counselor's like, no, go back to sleep. Like they're just playing summer games or something like that, and they didn't know what to do. They were
Yeah.
trying to keep the kids calm, like hopefully the storm goes away.
Yeah. Not knowing that there's probably millions of tons of water just heading right towards them.
And it's just tragic. And that same camp had really bad floods multiple times, like 1930, 1935, and then they had one 1998, I think. And it's crazy because you just never expect it to happen when it happens. And it's like all these parks and recreation, uses are in flood zones. And it's like, okay, well, flood's only going to happen once every 100 years or whatever it is. And then it happens. It's like the kid in the article said, like, we planned for school, like mass shootings. We didn't plan for flooding. Like their operation of like what to do when the flood hits. I mean,
so they didn't really have much
no
preparedness for that.
No, and then they didn't have any food in the cabins because there was this no snack policy. So they're starving, waiting to be helicoptered out when everything settles down a little bit. And yeah, horror stories, bad stuff.
And it's kind of prompted. Maybe if you live here in Texas, you've seen a little bit more than if you live outside the state, but it certainly prompted some conversations. There's been some folks, blaming it on the National Weather Service and maybe their communication delay, which, I don't know if we'll really ever get the specifics of all of that stuff, but we've kind of looked into recently, something going on called cloud seeding in Texas, and this company called Rainmaker, right?
Yeah.
Rainmaker. And I know I watched about half the video. I know you watched the full thing.
The Sean Ryan podcast had the founder, Augustus Dorico.
Yeah.
Almost said Dorito there, but he's got a full mullet, and he looks like he's like under 30.
Yeah, he was a college dropout.
Yeah, and what the cloud seeding is what I found out is that they put this chemical, silver iodine, into the clouds with planes, so the planes will fly by and drop these particulates, silver iodine in the clouds that make them rain more.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I mean, it's so insane.
Yeah, it's
been going on for a while, though. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said a few decades, and they release this particulate into these areas, and it allows, rain, snow to fall, and it's usually helping out some of these farms that they get hired by, or counties, kind of get hired by counties,
Mm-hmm.
And it's to prevent drought. He said up until like June 24th, a lot of the region that they were working in kind of southern Texas was in moderate or severe drought. And, it's weird. He said that they were working on it, July 2nd?
They had 2 cloud seeding attempts or cloud seeding operations going on July 2nd. And they stopped actually prior to even the legal cutoff. When they have to stop cloud seeding is when there's a national weather.
Yeah, which was at 1 a.m. on July 3rd.
That's right. So they stopped July 2nd in the afternoon because they were actively monitoring the storm radar.
Yeah.
Which you want to hear that. That's good. And
he's pretty much saying it's
not his
virtually impossible that the cloud seeding that they did led to, caused, worsened, impacted the storm that ended up coming down from, I guess that would have been heading southeast, right? Because he said that they were...
I thought it was...
That's when
northeast.
His clouds went northwest, so they were kind of flowing into it because he said he was 100 miles south.
Yeah, I remember that part of the podcast.
Sean kind of pushed him on that a little bit.
It's like, where'd your clouds go? Oh, they went right into the storm.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's hard to even know. We're not scientists, and obviously he's got a lot more background and research behind these things. And I think the problem comes in, we just want to point the finger sometimes.
Yeah.
When there's such a tragic event, you want to blame someone, why did this happen? What could we do to prevent it? Things like that. So,
especially when there's kids involved too. because I think everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's really sad. And like, if you haven't, I've never been around like an intense flood.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank God.
you can't even begin to imagine what pitch black darkness looks like. And the Guadalupe River rises 26 feet, 29 feet in some places in less than 45 minutes. I mean, that's 3 stories, 2.5, 3 stories right there.
Yeah, and then the water's rushing, and then
There's debris and trees and rocks and RVs, cars everywhere.
A couple of the girls, they said that they held on to like the volleyball flagpole. Jesus. And that they were like using their like clothes to try to get back into the cabin. And I'm like, why would you want to be back in? But then it's like, you don't want to like go with the water. Then you're fucking on the way down to wherever it's going to go.
Yeah. I think there were some people that were rescued 12 miles down from where they originally started at.
Yeah, water's scary, man. Even like just the ocean sometimes. You like, you swallow water, you get hit with a wave, and then you're halfway down the coastline. You're like, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
wear a life
water
jacket
is the strongest. I mean, it's like the strongest.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, is tornado worse than a flood? Now that I think about it,
I think a flood would probably be worse.
Because we almost like don't even consider floods, but we kind of have a way to be prepared for a tornado. Like hunker down. Like you could stay put with a flood. It's like, do I leave? Like, where do I go? Do I get up to the top story? Then what happens when the water gets there?
Yeah.
Or fire.
Kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And, yeah. I think the bigger conversation, though, we actually probably, I'm kind of, like Augustus, like, we don't know his intentions and we don't know if this contributed, but we should probably investigate it fully.
Because he's probably not the only one doing that. Rainmaker is not the only company out there that does cloud seeding.
That's a good point.
And the other interesting thing is, like, he mentioned, hey, this has been going around for decades. We've been doing this type of work. It's legal. It's regulated by, like, the Texas licensing and registration, something.
Agricultural department.
But up until him coming public, for the folks that aren't necessarily in the know about maybe some of these, different technologies and sciences, like that's kind of been denied. Like that is, in theory, like that is weather manipulation.
Absolutely.
And for a really long time, there's the government's denounced, hey, we have the ability to change the weather, manipulate the weather. And, with a lot of these increases in severe storms and just like really bizarre weather, a lot of people think like, dude, something's going on, whether it's the chemtrails, whether it's the fracking, could be a bunch of different things, but they had denied it. And so the side of me that's like, exactly agree with you of like, hey, we need to investigate this, is because for the longest time y'all told us this didn't exist. Yeah. And so it just makes me think about a lot more that has maybe happened and could be related to cloud seeding, or it's just like you're testing Mother Nature right there, man. Like making your own clouds and saying, hey, this won't impact anything else. Like, how do you know that?
How can you even know that?
How do you truly know?
I don't think you can. And you brought up a good point too that was running through my mind when I was listening to his explanation. Like, oh, it was only 2 clouds. But then I'm like, clearly you can't be the only company out there. Like, is there like 10 other companies? Oh, we're cloud sitting down, 2 counties below Kerr County. And then the weather goes up, northwest. It's like, how can we put all these things together? And I need to check my DMs because I saw a post about it and it showed like a map with all these like plane flights, and it looked like it was going back and forth like right over, central western Texas where that Kerr County is.
Yeah.
And this guy's like pretty much insinuating it's from cloud seeding the floods were. And then in the comments, this like meteorologist like, hey, this is blown out of proportion. Like, feel free to DM me if you want an explanation of this from a meteorologist perspective, because this is not what you think.
Yeah.
And let me see if you replied to me.
I mean, that's definitely what I want to believe, and I do. That's where I stand right now. But it kind of just goes back to that whole point of, well, you had been telling us this type of technology doesn't exist. We don't have the power to do that. And then we find out we have been doing it right before maybe one of the most tragic floods in Texas history. And so it's like, of course you're going to get portions of people being like, what the fuck, dude?
There's some smoke there. We need to go check it out.
Yeah. Do you think, yeah. Crazy. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in Texas. And
it's
maybe,
also, like, sorry to interrupt you, but
no, go ahead.
Like, manipulating the environment, changing like natural patterns. It's like, okay, there's a drought here and we can help out with this cloud seeding, but like, this is Mother Nature that you're messing with. This is a big force. We can't really plan on how Mother Nature's going to respond to that. And so, like, the natural course of things, I think it's like, what are we actually doing? Is this a good thing overall, that we're like helping a lot of farmers that make crops and gives us food, but then it's just like there's some risk involved there.
Yeah.
And if it's a government regulation, government organization regulating it, like, clearly the government has done things in the past that's like questionable, and they don't have the best interest of the people, and people are corrupt. It's like big silver iodine industry. Big CEO's he's got a lot of emails on his desk this morning.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, all right, this is a big industry. This is a chemical that we weren't using. I don't know if they were, but now we can implement this and now we're rich.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if we want to, and this is not trying to be disrespectful to any of the folks involved with this, it's obviously very sad, but, you can't put it out of your mind that people in power are using scenarios like this to gain more power, gain advantage, gain influence on certain hot button issues. Like, climate change has obviously been a big topic. And it seems like anytime there's a massive storm, it's like, well, this is related to, the man-made climate change or global warming or whatever. And so, people instantly start thinking that, man, we got to really change something, and there's new government policy. And so, there's going to be a bunch of trickle-down effect from this, whether it's new regulations or just how we view the weather.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But those same people that scream, oh yeah, it's our fault that the weather's changing, they won't even consider, okay, it is our fault maybe, but it's for this reason instead.
Yeah.
Consider the fact that we're manipulating it.
Yeah. It's like, it seemed like it would help.
It's like, they're quiet now.
Yeah. I mean, let's start with the littering first, cleaning up the rivers.
It reminds me of like that movie I kind of just watched yesterday, Minority Report, where there's a problem being in the movie crime. And then they have this crazy 3 like oracle type people that they keep in the water and pretty much predict crime. They're able to completely eliminate crime, and that's the problem that they had. Okay, problem solved, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Like the freedom of, and it's honestly, the movie was okay, but the premise I thought was really good.
Yeah.
It's like, are we willing to have, no crime, but eliminate a lot of freedom? And then there's like a philosophical argument about that too. And then it's the same thing with cloud seeding. Not the same thing, but it made me think about it. It's like, okay, well, let's eliminate drought, but at what cost?
Yeah.
No free lunch. I had this African teacher, economics teacher, like going into college, summer school. He's like, no free lunch. He would say that every day. He's a good guy.
Good slogan. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll. I know Sean Ryan had like a donation link. Maybe we can throw that in our detail box and just see how we can help. And he did bring up a good point. He's like, it's obviously a very divisive time right now, and it always feels good during moments like this when you see Americans, first responders, people just coming together to help their community, help their neighbor. And I know there were a lot of Mexican first responders coming in too,
really?
Which was great to see. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I don't know if it was like Mexican National Guard or I'm not sure who within their forces, but they were helping us out too. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see that. Yeah, true heroes. And some of these people, I think they were responsible for capturing or rescuing like over 900 folks, which is just crazy to think about.
I had another thing that Houston sent me. This guy. His name is Scott Ruskin, Coast Guard rescue swimmer, helped save 165 people.
Jeez.
And this guy, he's...
I did see that. His interviews were like calm, cool, collected.
Dude, badass.
He's like, everyone on my team would have done the same thing.
Yeah, he's not really taking full credit like, oh, I'm great. It's like, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, we got some incredible people on our side that are just amazing. I mean, superhuman type stuff.
Even like some of the people that Houston, our interview, which will come out next Saturday with Houston Garner, the Texas Air National Guardsman, he talked about the people that lived in the mountain.
Yeah.
That basically trained them on how to survive up there. He said they're just like freaks.
Yeah.
Just like know how to do anything up there.
Jeez.
Like David Goggins types.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I wanted to transition because it's fresh on my mind and somewhat fresh on yours, the F1 movie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Epstein.
Spoiler alert, we will be getting into Jeffrey Epstein and some updates there, but
stay tuned for that. But F1,
we got to talk about the box office.
I'm honestly like, I can't remember. The last movie I saw was Sinners, and it was good, but F1 blew me out of the water.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt just, God, he takes the cake, playing the cowboy, coming into this pampered, rich, sport, F1. It's difficult, but he comes in and just, that's my rules now.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. Hans Zimmer soundtracked.
Yeah,
it was just, there's been some really solid racing movies, the Ford versus Ferrari. You could even maybe put like, not necessarily, but Fast and Furious is kind of adjacent to that. But yeah, super intense movie.
Yeah,
the
some
visuals. I mean, it's like if you've never watched F1 or even if you're into NASCAR, it's really hard to imagine yourself being behind that wheel, driving 200 miles per hour and these turns. And I mean, it's truly amazing. So I was curious too, like how much of that stuff was legit, the filming.
Oh yeah. I wonder with Brad Pitt, did he actually drive? I'm
sure he probably did, but I don't know if the speeds were the same or,
Yeah, probably slower. Even like the pit stops, when they come in, that scene where the younger driver comes in and then one of the mechanics or whatever struggling to put on I can't put it on, like putting on the wheel, and then he's like, fuck, and then they look at the time, it's like 6 seconds and everyone's looking at her, it's like, wow, we lost.
And then they ran over her gun thing.
Oh yeah, and then it fucked up his tire or something. It ended up playing out that way, and then he comes in, throws his helmet on the thing. It's like, why do we take so long in the pit? And the girl's like, it was me. It's like,
of course it was.
Yeah, but then that situation, it's like crazy how they can.
Yeah, it's like 3 seconds or less.
Yeah, I mean, that's so much pressure. And then,
yeah, the sounds, there's nothing that beats a good car engine.
And then, I guess we could get into it, but like that scene where it's raining and Brad Pitt and the other guy, so they're on the same team, but Brad Pitt's the older, more experienced guy. Do you remember the name of the?
It was called Apex GP.
Or I mean the name of the younger driver.
JB or something?
Something like that.
JP.
And then he's going, and Brad Pitt's kind of like trailing him, and he's like in second place, and this is like their chance because their team sucks.
Yeah, they have to win. They have to win a race or their season's done.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, and then he's like, wait, and it starts to rain. And prior to that whole race, like their strategy was Brad Pitt was basically to like break part of his car and like let the debris come in, and then the race car comes in. So it kind of separated the pack from his teammate and the leader. Down. And then it starts raining, and then it's like, okay, well, they've been out the whole time. Their tires are worn.
Yeah.
And the rain starts hitting. And he's like, wait. It's like the final lap. And then the younger guy's like, no, I can take him now. And he speeds up and spins out. And wee.
Yeah. Great movie. Yeah. We won't spoil it anymore, but go see it. I don't know who directed it, but we need more movies like that.
Yeah, that was a badass movie. I didn't know anything about F1, and I might actually like tune in to some races.
Yeah, well, they did have a bunch of cameos.
Oh yeah, all the F1 guys.
Yeah, Max Verstappen driving for Red Bull, who's considered the best driver in the world. Lewis Hamilton. George Russell drives for Alpine. So they had some cool stuff in there. And you're right, it is, if you've never watched F1 before, you'll be really surprised to know that like these organizations and these car companies invest billions of dollars into the staff, the cars. I mean, this is not just, hey, you got 10 people related to this team. Yeah. It's like equivalent to a football team, professional football team. So
that's really cool.
It is a global sport, and it's a little bit pinkies up. It's a little bit elitist to some degree.
Yeah.
When you got Mercedes, Ferrari, Porsche, all these luxury car brands.
I thought that's what made it great with Brad Pitt's character coming into that scene.
Yeah, just kind of the broke.
Yeah, where he's like, I don't care about all this stuff. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna basically run around the track as my workout, and he's just cool.
Yeah, cool. He's the old buck, and the young buck needed to be humbled.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, great movie. It's definitely been nice going back to the movie theater. I think people are returning to the movie theater.
It was a packed theater for that one. It
was packed for us too, and some good movies coming out. I think it's just like, yeah, it's a really good rite of passage, and I feel like movie tickets have dropped down because I felt like there was a phase where it was like $16 a ticket, or maybe like $18 a ticket, and now it's like $11.
Well, I saw mine in IMAX.
So you had to pay that extra,
but it was worth it though because the walls were shaking.
It was like $20 a ticket.
It's like 18.
Yeah,
but it was the
3
sound,
hours of entertainment.
The sound and just everything with IMAX was really cool. What's another movie you're excited for? You see any good trailers?
Well, there's the Jordan Peele Him.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna be.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. Shout out Jordan Peele. He makes some really incredible movies.
Outside the box, man.
Yeah,
things
really outside the box. So he's got this one coming up called Him, related to this guy who's looking to become a football star, and some of the dark sacrifices along the way. There's another one called Weapons that looks incredible. Not really sure where those kids run out of the house.
Okay, I don't know if I saw that one.
It's like on June 3rd.
Oh,
yeah, all the kids from Miss
Weapons. That's the title.
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe you're right. It is about school shooting.
Yeah. There's if you watch a trailer for it, it's like it's a dark horror, and you're like, I'm not really sure what the theme is. They did a really good job hiding, and we need to get into this. What qualifies a good trailer?
It's funny because like these past 2 podcasts, one with Calvin and the one with Houston next week, I've been making these trailers for them, and you go find these like royalty free music trailer sounds pretty much, and they're just so funny because they're so dramatic, but they're great. It's like the sound actually is like a huge part of like a movie trailer.
It is.
The right timing.
And a movie in general.
Like when there's just something dramatic, the sound drops off. It's like, ding. And then it picks back up. Action scenes. Like, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I say a good trailer gives you some blood, but it doesn't give you the full package.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the whole movie in the trailer. You want to see kind of, okay, what's this about? But also, sometimes it's like, maybe leave it up to the audience. Be like, that's intriguing. Let me go look up more about the movie. What do you think?
I agree. I think you need to keep it short. You got to hook people.
The hook.
But if you tell them the full story, they're less inclined to go watch because you need them. I mean, shit, I saw this trailer a month ago.
Yeah.
And I've still been talking to everyone about it because I'm like, dude, this movie's going to be something different.
What's it about?
Yeah, so.
I'm the same with like the Him trailer. I'm like, okay, I kind of get where he's coming, but like, I want to see what happens here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know when that comes out, but I will definitely be in the theaters for that.
For Him or Weapons?
For both.
Both of them, yeah, for sure. I think Him comes out in September.
And then Batman Part 2, October 3rd.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Robert
Pattinson.
Sad boy Batman.
Yeah. He plays a good Batman, though.
Yeah, I liked it.
And that was the Batman. It was dark. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. Then, was it Janae Aiko? Who played?
Zoe Kravitz.
God.
Gene Aiko.
I'm going to sit in the back of the theater next time.
Pedo over here.
She's like 35.
She's 35?
Well, she's got to be in her 30s. She's been around.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty hot. She's Jewish, black and Jewish, right?
I don't know.
Did a little deep dive on her.
Yeah, sure you did. All right, it's time to
release the files.
Yeah, we got to get into the Epstein stuff, man.
Yeah.
So I know we've been both kind of watching some, not documentaries, but some videos from some ex-CIA guys, whistleblowers, and you were telling me some crazy stuff about, tails being chopped off of CIA agents' pets and some really interesting stuff. So
definitely, like this one story that was told. So this is a CIA guy who's a whistleblower. Do you know his name?
That's what I'm going to find out. It's like John something. John.
He's got an interesting last name, but he basically was in the CIA during the, during 9/11, and then what ends up happening was they implemented this torture program, and he was like, look, like these techniques, this is wrong. We shouldn't do this to a human. And prior to this, our techniques were working just fine of like making friends with the guy and developing a rapport, a relationship where eventually this guy would end up telling you some information.
John Kirikow.
And so he told a story. They were talking about intelligence agencies and the Mossad, the KGB. And the interviewer, Patrick Bet-David, asked him, he's like, was there any intelligence agency that you were like, these guys are crazy, like kind of afraid of these guys? And he said, yeah, the Israel Mossad. And the story he told was they had 2 CIA people go over and stay in Israel. And they were like taking classes and learning and were allies with Israel. But at the same time, like he said, they would go to like a work party. First time they come back, it's like their furniture's all rearranged. And like, okay, Israel, like we get it. You guys like are bugging our apartment and like y'all are the big dogs here. Like we get it. Second party, they come back and all their toilets, there was shit in their toilets. And I already told you the story, but for the listeners. And they're like, what the fuck? Just like kind of like letting them know like, hey, we're here.
Our territory.
Yeah, and then the third time they come back after one of these work parties and their dog's tail's cut off. And dogs whimpering under the bed. It's like, yeah, it just makes you think of like, they're fucking psycho.
Let's back up a second, because so let's set the stage here.
There's a lot of meat on the bone for this story.
Yeah.
So bear with us.
Yeah. So you're a CIA agent, and you're sent over to Israel to work with the Mossad, which is their intelligence agency. Like, is it the same as like, British is MI5 and
MI6.
So this is their creme de la creme, the best of the best.
Consider the best in the world.
Yeah. And
many.
So you go to a party with your partner, you come back, go in your house, your furniture's tossed, everything's different. You're like, that's really weird. Next time you come back, if there's shit in your toilet, like people just shit in every toilet you had, that's psychological warfare right there.
Yeah.
He said that's like that's like domination. That's like a sexual domination type thing.
I don't know if it's sexual, but he even said like every time they'd give us a gift, every single time the gift would be bugged, the microphone. Every single time. And then it became like a running joke inside the CIA office. Be like, all right, thanks for the gift. Throw it in the lock safe room. It's like they're going to continue to try to get intelligence on us no matter what. We can't have our guard down. So, yeah, it's psycho.
And so where do you feel like this leads into the Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and all that? Have you found somewhat of a connection?
That was a story about the Mossad, which we'll set that aside there. I think the bigger story that I'm seeing is that we know Epstein had thousands of victims. We know he had his New York mansion bugged. All the bathrooms and bedrooms were bugged with cameras and microphones. And we know his island, same thing.
Yeah.
And we know the people that he was associating with. Politicians, celebrities, elites, people with a lot of power, influence, money. So we know all that. And then it becomes, why? Was this guy just a pervert? Like, did he just want money and he was blackmailing these people just for money? Okay, that's one theory. And then there's the theory that he was blackmailing all these people for a bigger organization, being like an intelligence organization, for bigger power plays in like the global chess game. And I tend to believe that now when we think about some of the statements that our government has made, like Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
Even Trump, when they asked him about Jeffrey Epstein, he's like, are we still talking about this guy? Like, this creep, we're still talking. There's so much else going on. Why are we still talking about him? And it's like, well, dude, like, Pam, Cash Patel, Dan, like, y'all said that we're going to get this information.
Yeah. And I don't know if that Trump clip can maybe be taken out of context a little bit. I don't know if that was a press conference specifically for the Texas relief.
I don't know, was it?
I'm not entirely sure, but I agree the response of Trump is strange. Like, I feel like I've never really seen him kind of act like that.
I think it's like his ego coming up, because it's like, wow, he got me. Epstein really had me. He's got me in compromised position. Now Israel knows that. And when you think about it in that context, it's like all the things we're doing, we can't talk about Israel. We can't do it.
Yeah.
Everything's in alignment with them. And then you think, like, are we ever going to step out of line with them, like, and do things strictly for us?
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Do you listen to Eric Weinstein at all?
Sometimes when he's on Joe Rogan.
He's hard to listen to because he's
good.
He's like a genius. And so he was he released this video 5 or 6 years ago, and he responded to it recently after the comments made on Epstein. And he kind of made this prediction 5 or 6 years ago, and he talks about his own interaction he had with Jeffrey Epstein in
Oh, really?
2005.
Oh, geez.
And so he was, at the time, Eric Weinstein was, a scientist, but also kind of operating in some hedge fund realms and financial industry, which is what Jeffrey Epstein was claimed to have, that was his career path and his skill set was, hedge fund financier. And so he says he shows up to his house. Jeffrey Epstein wanted to meet him. And so he's, communicating with his assistant or whatever, and they set a date. And so Eric goes over to his house, walks in, lady walks him through the door, and, it's his big New York mansion where, you've got these tiny townhomes, and then he has the biggest house in the area. And so he walks in, and they bring him into the side room, kind of like how this room would be, I guess. And he said he was sitting there waiting, and then he just kind of starts walking around the room and like scanning and just looking at the art. And there was this really interesting like metal art piece in the corner. So he goes up and starts investigating it, and he's like, that's a camera. Yeah, he sees a camera in there.
Really?
And so he's like talking to himself. He's like, that's too easy to find. Like the way that this, you have this really interesting piece of art that is drawing your attention. You're going to go investigate it and look at it. And then if you look at it, you're going to find a camera on it. So he's thinking to himself is like, there's no way this is supposed to be hidden. And so he's like, that's really odd.
That is weird,
so
actually.
now he knows like this place is probably surveilled everywhere.
Yeah.
And so he goes into this next room where like there's this long, he said it was one of the most strange encounters ever. He goes in this really long, like dining room hallway, and there's this huge table that stretches like probably like 15 seats on each side.
Wow.
Metal or wood table. And on top of the table is a massive American flag, almost like a coffin. Looks like a coffin. That's what he said. And he found it he got very upset. He found it extremely disrespectful.
Like they were eating on it?
No one was eating on it. But he said he found it extremely disrespectful to have this American flag, hanging on this table. And so he's sitting in this chair, and there's this other guy sitting to his left, and all of a sudden Jeffrey Epstein comes in. And he's got like this young girl, and Eric said she's probably like young 20s. And so they introduce each other, and they're sitting across from each other, and Jeffrey Epstein sits down and waves this girl over to sit on his knee, and is like bouncing her on his knee the entire time.
Fuck.
Yeah, just the entire time as they're having this conversation. And Jeffrey's asking Eric all these really interesting questions, and Eric's like a genius. So this guy's processing everything going on, and he's like, after the first question, I realized that I was not talking to a hedge fund manager. I was not talking to someone who was a financier. He's like, this was something completely different. And so they interacted for a few short minutes. He said Jeffrey was extremely charismatic, intelligent, but not the type of person, like he had met with hedge fund managers and these billionaires.
Yeah.
He's like, this was someone I've never met before, ever.
Wow.
And so interaction ends, shortly. He leaves. He calls his wife immediately. And he's like, I don't know who I just met, but it's not who, who he claims to be, type of thing. And he said he felt like this evilness. And, this was 2005. And his wife corroborates the story of, calling him. And he calls him a construct. He's like, when he would talk about Jeffrey Epstein to other people that he had interacted with, he's like, he's a construct. It's this person that's been made up or selected to be the face of something, kind of what we've talked about, this intelligence gathering.
Yep.
And it's so bizarre. And pretty much people are saying like they don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein may have been, the guy pulling all the strings. Like he could have been an access point. Yeah. Because, if you consider the fact that, okay, there was this bug in this device that was clearly visible for people to know. They probably had some in the bathroom. They probably had some everywhere. So it's not necessarily like, hey, we're going to try to catch you doing something bad, or, you know, if they've got, you know, sex parties and whatever, but maybe more of just, they want to be a fly on the wall. They want to listen. They want to see who's coming in. They want to see who's talking. They want to hear a conversation versus like, hey, let's try to get dirt on someone necessarily.
It kind of checks out that story for sure.
Yeah.
Cause go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so then fast forward to the press conference, you know, the 5th or the 6th. I'm not entirely sure when it was. Reporter asked the question to Pam Bondi.
That's
right. Pam Bondi, Marco Rubio, Trump.
Yeah.
Trump interjects. And he's like, clearly, you know, if you read body language, and that's what John Kirkhouse says, you know, he's a expert body language person, whatever.
Yeah.
Psychologist, all that stuff. You know, they've had this type of training. And it's just like Trump was acting different. And his voice changed a little bit. He was speaking very fast, which he's typically not like a super fast speaker. His hands were really fidgety. And so he's like, are we really still talking about this creep, Jeffrey Epstein? I was like, dude, yeah, we are. Yeah. And then he's like, we don't even need to answer that question. And then he's like, I mean, he's like looking over at Pam. He's like, I mean, you can answer if you want to. And she answers, and she even seems kind of like, you know, she seems a little startled potentially.
Yeah, definitely.
And says the whole reason she changed her terminology, because remember how at the very beginning they're like, hey, it's on our desk.
Yeah.
It's like we're reviewing it on our desk. And she's like, well, what I meant by that was the JFK, the MLK, the Epstein files, all of it was to be analyzed and reviewed. And we found that, you know, thousands of images of child porn and stuff. And she said that will never see the light of day. And so, it kind of just leaves like this fucking runaround that we've been on with this story. And that's what Eric Weinstein talked about. He's like, the most massive story, maybe in American, you know, whatever category you want to put into, we haven't gotten the answer to. The same information that we know 5 years ago is the same information that we know today. Like, there's been zero additional discovery.
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell was sent to prison, and that just seemed to completely fall off the radar. It's like, there's no answers, and then you've got some victims that killed themselves potentially. And it's just like, dude, this is smelling. It's starting to smell. Yeah, it's starting to smell really bad. And so, I don't know what the fucking truth is. At this point, it's like 1,000% I believe there are terrible people in our government and all governments. And will they use kids for power? 100%. We already know the sex trafficking and human trafficking is legit.
Yeah.
But they weren't with like young kids. You know, there weren't like underage kids. There were, you know, 20s and, you know, young 20s, these girls. And so he brought up kind of an interesting distinction. He's like, these people aren't necessarily pedophiles or, you know, weirdos like that. I think it's more of the power and the politics of, you know, hey, we're going to just catch you doing something you probably shouldn't be doing, but not necessarily like super illegal of like, hey, you're fucking a 12-year-old kid, you know?
I mean, maybe that's the case though. We don't know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we don't. Because if Pam Bondi's saying there's thousands of images of child porn, then why are we not going after the people that were involved in this network? Like,
I mean, that's
answer that.
The most obvious question, and they can't answer it because, in my opinion, they're being controlled by the Mossad. And Alex Jones made this claim. He said that Trump isn't releasing the Epstein files because he's using that as leverage over the deep state to have a peaceful term. And that
I don't even know if I can believe that.
That would be the generous explanation for Trump there. But, yeah, I just think, you know, it makes a lot of sense that we're being controlled by Israel. And it is the biggest story because if this comes out that this is the case, it's like, bro, the whole government's going to topple. when we find out that all these people are being controlled and they're doing the bidding of another country, I think it's the biggest story. People will say like, oh, you're still caught up on that. Like people will criticize. It's like, spend your time doing something more productive. And yeah, it's like we're obsessed and like spend all our time on this, but it's clear as day that this is a linchpin for something bigger.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's going to take someone really brave that's going to risk their life.
James O'Keefe.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only one that's gotten pictures inside Epstein's mansion on the little St. Pete Island through FBI whistleblower.
Yeah.
Only guy. Also, too, it's like when they say there's no client list, clearly there's a client list. The people on the plane that kept flying back and forth, like, it's just clear that there was like a market for that and all the blackmail they had, but it could also be the case that the file list was destroyed. Like when shit was hitting the fan, I mean, like, someone in the government could have easily just destroyed it. So in that instance, it's like, that makes more sense to me than that they have the list and that they're just not releasing it. What do you think? Because it's like, if they have the list just sitting in the file, it's like, yeah, we have all these people here, but we can't release it. That's a theory. But then there's a theory that, okay, there were all these, powerful people, but, when things are going bad, shred it, burn it, because it's incriminating to them. Like, they would do anything to delete that evidence if they could. And it's like, oh yeah, all the stuff was in the FBI field office in New York, Southern New York district.
Do you think it was Trump's administration that deleted it? Or Biden's?
I don't know. Almost, it could be either, because
at this point, I really don't trust Kash Patel.
Did you see Dan Bongino walked out?
What do you mean?
He basically
he quit?
No, like that day where Pan Bondi said that, he didn't show up to work after. He's frustrated.
Dude.
Say something, Dan.
Yeah.
And then it's their on the PBD podcast. Do you know Vinny?
Yeah.
He's like,
Vinny's a firecracker.
Oh yeah, love Vinny.
What's he, like, Puerto Rican?
No, he's Persian.
Persian American.
Him and PBD are Iranian or Persian. And then he's like, Dan, if you're a Christian man, this is more important than your job. This is the most important thing, is to say the truth. Like, you're appealing to his spirituality, his faith, like the most important thing in his life.
Well, we are in a spiritual war.
We are. And what are you going to... And it's like, what James O'Keefe say? He's like,
if you're
not willing to die for it.
Yeah, if your price is not your life, then you are for sale.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's a good one.
If your price is not your life, then you are for sale. Meaning your morals, your values, the things that you will die over. If you can't stick to that, then you can be bought off.
I think, now it's like, all right, was Elon right?
Yeah. Dude, there's just so much.
Elon is...
We are living in a simulation.
And then Elon, he's like, yeah, Steve Bannon's on the list too. And he's like, I want to start another party. The American Party.
Yeah, the American Party.
And yeah, I think it's exciting and interesting. And hopefully, this keeps being brought up. Can't forget about it.
Yeah.
Or else it's just going to be another conspiracy theory, just like 9/11 or JFK.
Fucking COVID.
Yeah, COVID. God.
But yeah, it's kind of the same when you talked about, it is the biggest story and we have to continue talking about it, or else, decades go by, years go by, and it's like we never got any answers. And that's how things continue to happen like that, when we've let government push us over and, treat us like the little guy, and, hey, we're not going to give you the information that you need.
Don't worry about it. We got it covered.
Yeah, we got it covered. It's like the only way to get back to the top is full transparency.
I agree.
You have to expose it all.
I agree. And also, too, the Republicans, when Biden was like incompetent in office, it's like, who's running the country?
Yeah.
All the auto pens going crazy, and like China, like he did a deal with, Ukraine and all this stuff. It's like, who's actually running the country? And now it's like, who's running the country? When it's the Republicans in, it's like we're compromised some way. So, yeah.
Burn it all down. We got to restart.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But
in other world news.
I've got to pee.
You do?
Yeah, I'm going to go pee real quick.
Do I hit pause?
All right, we're back from the pee break. Having an energy drink this morning.
And a styro.
You can fill it up with ice, make it last.
It's got some formaldehyde in there.
God, dude, I made some chicken wings, and last night, chicken wings from Walmart, just not good.
Really?
Stomach,
A little dicey.
a little allergy issues this morning.
Interesting.
And, from what I've heard, chickens, they have that one gut problem.
Yeah.
So when the chickens eat all the corn and the soy and all the pesticides and everything, that goes kind of into their fat because they only have one gut. Whereas like the cow has, how many guts?
I think a few
have?
stomachs. Yeah, I think the cow has a few stomachs.
And I guess that's better. Is that better that a cow has multiple stomachs?
I'm not entirely sure.
I've always heard that. That's why that. Like, there's some people with like autoimmune.
Yeah.
Very sensitive diet.
Like celiac disease or Crohn's or something.
Like Michaela Peterson, Jordan Peterson's daughter, she's on the lioness diet. It's just like red meat, salt. And and she like literally was like depressed, arthritis, all this crazy shit, and then she goes this diet. She says when she was experimenting with chicken or pork, autoimmune after. But beef was like never.
I've definitely been back on the ground beef kick, and it feels good. Just ground beef and eggs.
I'm gonna have some of that actually later.
Just a little bit of cheese. It tastes really good. Feel energized.
Are you eating it clean? Like, how can you turn it up a notch, like with flavor? So I struggle with the flavor. Really?
Yeah. So I'll season it. I'll throw the eggs in there, a little bit of pepper jack cheese. And then once it's made, I'll put it into a bowl and then drizzle some hot honey on top, and it's great flavor.
Yeah.
It just tastes, it gives like that kind of sweet and salty. And I personally love it. I've been doing honey on a lot of my stuff recently.
I've been eating a lot of honey lately too. Put it in my Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Got to do the Greek yogurt.
And it's so good. It doesn't expire. That's crazy.
Yeah. That is kind of weird to think about.
It's like nectar from the gods.
All right, so you wanted to get into some Caitlin Clark?
Sure we can. Just saw that Angel Reese was on the 2K cover.
Yeah.
It's like a sympathy thing. Like, I feel bad for her. Like, why else is she that, like, from all accounts, she sucks, right?
Yeah, let's check where she's at. And,
is that might be social media? Like,
could be
being like, oh, she's so horrible when she's actually decent.
Yeah, let's check the Chicago Sky standings.
But like, why wouldn't you put Caitlin Clark on the cover?
Well, the Chicago Sky are 6-13. Indiana's 500 at 10-10.
So they're putting the worst.
They're bottom three of the league
player on the cover. It makes no sense.
She's averaging 13-13. 13 points, 13 rebounds.
13 rebounds, good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. 23% from the three, 42% from the field.
What's Clark's stats?
Let's see. Caitlin Clark. She's averaging 17, 5, and 9. She's been hurt a lot this season too.
But why do you think she's not on the cover? I'm outraged.
The powers that be, dude.
I'm outraged.
Yeah, it's so strange, like the rejection of the best we've ever seen in a specific sport. You know, it's like if...
Well, it's kind of like that with LeBron, right? When he came in, they rejected him. He's not that good.
Yeah. Well, the Cavs players did.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't need this guy.
They were fine.
Yeah, no, you're not, Boobie Wilson. Yeah. But, you know, if you kind of compare it across different sports leagues, you know, you think of every other sport, it's like they lift up their newest player and their brightest player.
Their rookie.
It's like baseball does, football does. Say the NBA does a pretty good job of lifting up their rookies, getting them the exposure they need, and also the support. And it's like Caitlin Clark comes in, it's like instant hate and outrage over. And I think a lot of it's because she's a white girl in a black woman's sport. She's from Indiana, or from Iowa, you know, and so she doesn't fit the mold. She's, you know, attractive. And so that's just, I don't know why there's been so much rejection. I think it's gotten so much more momentum towards folks watching the WNBA. And so now you've just got more people talking about it. And when you kind of have like this prize possession, which is Caitlin Clark, and you got people attacking her, and those people that are attacking her also lifting up Angel Reese, it creates this massive competition. And they've played against each other, you know.
They have a rivalry.
Yeah, they have a history of a rivalry. But it's like you watch the games and you're just like, this is who you'll put on the cover?
Yeah.
And then you watch Caitlin Clark
crazy.
And you're like, I've never seen anything like this.
They're dropping the ball, man.
Yeah.
Big time.
And they're one that equal pay.
Okay, so on that note, I've seen a couple things on social media where they show like how much a coal miner makes. It's like day in the life of a coal miner.
Yeah.
It's like 3 a.m., wake up call, hard hat, ride up the ski lift inside the mountain, and then you're chopping away coal with a freaking gas mask on. But you're making...
How much are you making as a coal miner?
I think it's like $250,000.
Really?
Bro, yeah. It might be actually more. And then they get free food. They live out there. They work for like maybe a month at a time. I kind of
always thought like the coal miner's role was like it seemed like that always was kind of like a poor man's wage.
Bro, no, they're paying well.
How much does a coal miner make?
And their work is like on and off too. Like, so they have plenty of vacation time, paid time off. But really tough conditions.
Let's see.
A lot of injuries and casualties.
Entry level coal miner, 40 to 55,000.
Oh, all right. I'm seeing some propaganda
where
video.
You got 250 from. Experienced underground miner, 60 to 90K. Supervisors or foremen, 90 to 120. So seems like 120. And that's honestly not even fucking worth it. For the risk that you got to take.
Yeah, no, it's
chemical
not.
Exposure.
I was gonna say 250 it might be, but like maybe I was bamboozled by the social media algorithm. Oh,
I do kind of want to talk about this because I've had some interesting conversations with some older folks, and it's this whole idea about like financial savings and retirement, and I think there seems to be like a pretty good separation of, you know, the age group, maybe 15, 20 years above us, maybe a little bit more focused on saving. Hey, we're going to build our retirement. We're going to put money away. We're not going to spend. We're going to save until we can retire, and then we can go live our life. And then I feel like people kind of within our realm, maybe that 20 to 30, even younger probably.
Yeah.
Doesn't really seem to give a shit about savings or retirement. or that financial stability in your long term. Would you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I think I would. There's outliers, of course, that people are saving. And I know, for me personally, saving has been challenging. But I also think like when the time comes in my life and that maturity kicks in a little bit more, and then I'm like, I want to have a family, that type of thing becomes like more tangible. I find the right woman.
Yeah.
Saving will be a lot easier to do.
Do you think, I think a lot of it is like they don't trust the system to some degree.
Yeah, I can see that.
It just seems, and for me personally, it just kind of seems bizarre. Like, you make money, you spend money. And like, I get the idea behind savings. I get the idea behind ownership of your assets and stuff. But it's like you buy a house versus you rent a house. It's like there's pros and cons to both, but
true.
It's like you can save a lot more money if you're renting. It's just, I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with that, but
like the inability to see a secure future.
Correct.
Like, what's the point of the future? I'm just gonna live in the moment, and I'm gonna spend my paycheck. I'm gonna go out to the bars. I'm gonna get wasted. I'm gonna freaking
give me another Rumplemint.
I'm gonna go to the rave every weekend, mollied up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, get all these tattoos.
I got the DoorDash Elite subscription.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're right. I think me included, I don't have faith in the long-term stability of the financial network. And, the Social Security conversation, the 401k matching, all this stuff. It's just like, dude, like, I just want to live my life now. I want to do what I want to do now. And it seems just kind of backwards to think, hey, you're going to save. Now you're 65. Go live your life. And it's just
that's
like,
a good point.
Man, I'm not doing that.
That's a good point. It's like you got to enjoy the moment. And we live in a society where we have to work to make a living. You can't not work and be all right. So, you're going to spend a lot of time at your job, and, you got to balance that with your family life and your personal life and the things that you want to do, places you want to see.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's a big balance of like when you got to take those opportunities and go on a trip, and then you got to hunker down, you got to make some money.
Yeah.
And then but it's a good point. Because you don't want to like spend your whole life working, and then it's like you retire, and then like, wow, where did the time go? Like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's scary, actually.
And like money comes, money goes. It's a natural cycle. And I've been seeing these, I guess the reason it prompted that is I've been seeing these clips on YouTube and Facebook of these like street interviews, and they'll just approach people. And they did one recently. It was like men in their 30s. They just started interviewing all these guys in their 30s.
Interesting.
Like, how much money do you have in savings? And it's just like it's a pretty wide range, but some people are like 3,000, some people are like 5,000, some say 50.
Really?
But like, I'm not seeing anyone over 50. And so I think it's just like people can't afford to live like that anymore. And so they're just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to do what I can now, and I'll handle whatever happens when it happens.
I need to get my savings up, man. I need to, because God forbid, like, something bad happens and you need $10,000, like, for an operation or whatever it is.
God.
That's
the part.
But imagine
you've saved up all your money. You've saved up $30,000 your entire life. You're 40 years old, and you tear your ACL.
That's...
You got to spend $20,000 to get that fixed.
No way it costs that much.
I don't know.
With
it's
insurance,
not cheap. iStar.
I just think like having a savings is important. I don't think we should, because of the fact that something could happen. You need to be able to have that flexibility to like, pay for something.
I want the government to pay for it.
That's what the people want. They want a UBI.
Yeah. Or like even insurance, medical insurance. I've seen these videos of these folks who have insurance calling to talk about their medical bills and stuff. And there was this guy who was calling the clinic or calling the hospital. He had received his bill, and their insurance hadn't kicked in yet. And so he's calling about the bill. They sent him like an old bill when at the time he didn't have any insurance. And so his insurance kicked in. He called them, and his price went up like $10,000 for his bill because he had insurance. And he's like, just so I have this clear, like, if I didn't have insurance, like, it would be this much. He's like, why can't I just pay that much instead? She's like, well, you are insured, so you got to pay this $10,000 bill instead of this like $600 bill.
That's insane.
And so, like, I think a lot of people who have been investing in those systems and spending tons of money on a monthly or annual basis feel cheated.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. And the whole system's kind of fucked. So this comes in where it's like that personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, you got to take responsibility for your health. You can't rely on the doctor. You can't rely on them. If something happens and you tear your ACL, like, the surgery is a proven thing, but you can't rely on them for your overall well-being. Same with the government. Can't rely on them. I think that's like a good pathway of like maturity is like realizing that you need to rely on yourself and your community more with all these facets of life, like even food, like, just thinking like what could happen and being prepared.
Yeah.
Something that, and obviously like we go to the grocery store and it's like, oh, this food's here, but like, what if it's not?
A food desert.
Isn't that where there's no grocery store, it's only fast food?
Yeah. They say those are in like predominantly like black areas.
Rural areas too.
Yeah, socioeconomic inequality is kind of that topic.
Can only eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
You should do an experiment where we will make the same meal every day.
Hi, Razor.
Like, I'll make a burger.
Come here, Razor.
I'll make a grass-fed burger with some air-fried potatoes. And you have a McDonald's cheeseburger with some French fries. And we'll do like a time-lapse of like our health for like a month.
Yeah, and get a blood panel. Do like a eat fast food for 90 days straight.
I actually would not do that.
No.
That would be torture.
That wouldn't be worth it.
Very bad.
Your stomach would hurt. Your brain would hurt. You'd feel like shit. You'd look like shit. You'd probably start smelling like shit.
Yeah.
Why do people smell?
The body odor.
Niner, come here.
They need some of that,
Hi, Papa. Oh, good boy. Oh!
what's that full body, like, deodorant spray? That Dove spray? Just spray it everywhere. Just take a bath in it.
And the aerosols.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Take a bath in some Axe body spray. That's how you really become a man.
Yeah. Come out with hair on your chest.
Are we going to play golf today?
I'd like to, but it rained earlier.
Yeah.
Let's check the weather.
Always so cool.
Flood watch.
Jeez.
70% chance of rain today.
Maybe a driving range type of day.
Yeah, maybe we're in the Tarrant County. That's possible. Well, yeah, we got a podcast next Saturday. Houston Garner, Texas Air National Guardsman. It's gonna be a good episode. The trailer will come out next week, and you guys can get prepared for that episode. It's gonna be exciting. Border crisis. Iraq, all this crazy stuff he's done.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was talking with Jackson Hall the other day, and we were just talking about. He brought up two people that one of them's like really committed and consistent on this one realm, and there's the other person that's just kind of all over the place, scattered. And they have like a lot of accolades and things like that. And he's like, I need to just challenge myself to be disciplined and consistent in one thing, and we'll see what happens after that. And he complimented the podcast, like, dude, like, do you know the stat? It's like 99.9% of podcasts stop after like 5 episodes.
Really?
It's like we're in the 0.1 percentile.
Yeah.
And it's like consistency, and even just looking back on how far this year has gone. I mean, it's already July, and we're, you know, we've done January through July of podcasts, and
some trial and error,
figuring out a good rhythm schedule, and even like the podcast in the studio, that's like a whole nother challenge.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's gone good, and the consistency is good. We'll keep going and hopefully get some cool new guest conversations going.
That is interesting. I did not know that stat. Because you kind of, I think me and Cal talked about this. He's like, everyone's got a podcast nowadays.
Yeah. I remember you used to tell me.
And I was like, do they really though? Like, do they? I don't know anyone.
No. I mean, Jackson Hall, there's another guy that I knew that had one, and it stopped. It's like.
But yeah, it's like everyone gives it a good run for 5 episodes. They're like, I'm not viral. I don't have a million subscribers. I might as well give up.
Yeah. It's like the Russ approach. It's like, I'm going to take a whole year. I'm going to make a song every day. And then he blows up, and now he's fucking huge.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see him in concert July 30th.
Be a fangirl. Where's that at?
It's in Austin. Trying to go. I was thinking if I go down there, I want to do a podcast with James Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe go to one of his DJs.
His DJ sets. Yeah.
We'll
yeah,
see.
I mean, I'd say when we started the podcast, it was definitely, you know, in the back of your mind, like, yeah, it'd be sick to be super big. And, you know, we've seen some of these, you know, really popular podcasts grow and just kind of, you know, what's changed in their lives. It's like, yeah, that would be really sick. And it's kind of like once you start getting into it, it's like, yeah, we want it to grow. But at the same time, a lot of what I get out of this is just, you know, we just got to keep the conversation going, right?
Yeah.
About whatever it is that we're talking about. And, you know, I feel like that's kind of
agree.
a lost art sometimes. Just people aren't talking the way they used to. And sure, we say some outlandish things, and we got to fact check ourselves every now and then. But, you know, it's good. And, you know, we've got a small network of listeners, and, you know, so it's having some type of influence, I think is pretty cool, whether you got 5 subscribers or 10,000, you know.
Yeah. And then also, I agree. And then the other point of like giving someone a platform to tell their story is cool.
Yeah.
And then really it's like super awesome to be able to like absorb like, oh wow, that's how it works, like, and learn from someone too.
Yeah.
When it comes to like talking to someone like Calvin or Houston, it's like really gain a lot from. Otherwise, like, yeah, what are you gonna sit down and talk for an hour or two with a guy? Like,
yeah,
not on a podcast. It's pretty rare. People willing to open up.
Yeah.
So that part's cool.
Yeah, there's truth to that. Oh, Niner. And it's like, yeah, it's like you really wouldn't be getting these conversations maybe anywhere else. At least in the long term. Like, yeah, hey, we'll scratch the surface on these things, but being able to talk to someone for 2 hours about their acid experience, you know, it's like...
Yeah, you can't get that anywhere. And then also, yeah, podcasting is just so awesome. Even like Joe Rogan or Sean Ryan, just having this platform to like, there's no other producers. This is straight up this person sitting around the campfire talking.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Another week.
Another week.
Good job.